What device? Some new thing like the... What the fuck? Hello friends, this is Cold Run. Welcome back to a blind playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV's Dawntrail expansion, where we're continuing with the MSQ after Valigarmanda has apparently broken out. An echo of madness. Alphino would enlist your aid in checking on the injured Yok Huy. If you're ready, there are many injured who need aid. Should you find anyone passed out from their wounds, I ask that you alert me to them. Otherwise, I shall be attending to whomever requires the most urgent healing. We can gather once we've seen to these people's hurts. Triage time. You, Third Promise's protector. Everything was bathed in bright red. A searing heat enveloped my entire body. I couldn't move. I wonder if we're gonna see one injured with each. I didn't really help you. I just said hello. But I wonder if we're going to see one story from each type of elemental damage. Like one's going to be like, I was frozen. The other's going to be, I was, I don't know, tased. I'll bet we're going to get that. Zerfiler. Ugh, everything burns. No, just fire. The touch of cloth is agony, yet I will live. Leave me. There are others in more dire need of help. Anyone who played WoW remember the old triage, like, first aid leveling quest? That was one of my most stressful non-raid moments in the entire game. Like, everyone was dying. I couldn't do it. I had to retry a billion times. Zerbiler. Ah, my wounds are nothing serious, but the dryness in my throat. It's as if all the moisture has left my body. So pure fire. So it's just fire in this case. Huh. I guess that makes sense. I mean, everyone, I don't know, is Valigarmanda's gendered as it so far. Valigarmanda has just kind of erupted in a blast of fire to take off. I've done all I can for now. The injured you found were awake and alert then? Yes. Good night, buddy. That is well. Wuk Lamat. We've left the injured as comfortable as we could. Cryo. Many were suffering from burns to a greater or lesser degree. Did a fire sweep through the village? No. The details are unclear. Once I'd healed the giant attacked by that mountain bird, the group's leader, Worqor, I believe they called him, bade me depart. It was then I felt an intense wave of ether and returned to find Worqor's echo in this state. So maybe it's not actual fire? No, it probably is fire. It's just you experienced it differently because you were farther away. I'm not sure. I rushed over to the first giant I saw. Though delirious with pain, he repeated the same warning. Valigarmanda had broken free. Thus did I contact you with all haste. So you didn't actually see it. Well, we're going to need more information than that before we can deal with the situation. Yes, we should speak with the temple guard and see what's become of Skyruin's prison. What, again, it's such a cool epithet. The Skyruin. I need a new set of headphones. These snapped. Temple guard. And by the way, I was trying to figure out what these things look like, and it hit me. These things have the heads of the Asura from Guild Wars 2. The giant eyes, the floppy ears, the flat noses, they look exactly like the friggin' Asura. Right, the High Luminary grants you entry and awaits you within.
What happened?
It's you're short a prisoner.
So it's true. The ice has failed.
Why so suddenly, though? Like, why now? I get the sense it wasn't necessarily imminent.
Tell them what you told me. A short while ago, a claimant paid us a visit.
Is it friggin' Bakool Ja Ja? And how would Bakool Ja Ja do this anyway?
Who enters this hollowed hall?
Like, does the left head have like burning? Because I get the sense it's really strong ice.
A claimant.
And here we have the mighty Valigarmanda.
Who was Valigarmanda in 6? Like, I remember, I just like, was Valigarmanda anyone's parent, or was it just a generic Esper? Was it anyone like notable, or was it just like the first Esper they met in the mountains, and it just was one of many Espers?
A terrifying Vitral. With every awakening, it has seared its ruinous name into the memories of a new generation.
With every awakening, so it has gone through a cycle of being trapped and breaking free, and they just haven't been able to kill it. Because I just did the Viper quest line.
What a good little terror.
Because I just did the Viper quest line, and that dealt with the Tural Vidral, but I get the sense that this is and that was a great quest line. But I get the sense that this is and that Tural Vidral was like intelligent and beautiful and really cool. But I get the sense that this Tural Vidral is like a different tier from the Viper one, Ixok Majun or whatever it was called.
You've stayed napping right up until the day I needed you.
Explain yourself.
It is as they say. Bakool Ja Ja caused its magic to run rampant, trapping it in a frozen prison of its own creation. Clever. Clever.
At some point, it feels like, well, at some point, I feel like you just put a stop to Bakool Ja Ja because he's just not playing the game. But this is probably that point.
To unmake it, it would be quite tricky. 2 spells must be cast at the exact same moment. A conflagration intense enough to melt the ice, and awakening flame to rekindle the slumbering Vitral's soul.
So it's not conscious in there right now.
The only ones capable of such harmonious execution would be the heads of reason and resolve. And the blessed siblings, Bakool Ja Ja.
Blessed is not the word I would use right now. They got balls. I'll tell you that much.
Mustn't.
But I already have.
Like, there's
Rise
just,
and rage, little terror.
like, it's not amorphous chaos you're unleashing. It's like a lot of innocent people dying. This doesn't seem a great way to get to accomplish your goal. I guess to accomplish the goal of helping your people, you may have a different goal.
I might have overdone the fire a bit.
Utter madness. Why have you done this?
I'm curious to hear that.
For the throne, of course.
You're not getting the throne, my dudes.
You unleash calamity for your own gain? Have you any idea how many may die?
Yet no one's gonna let you have the thrones.
Wreak havoc, Valigarmanda. Live up to your legend.
And I get that people have certainly gained thrones in the past by being little shits, but like, I can't imagine even your own people will support you for this. I think they will be pissed at you. I don't think they will support it. Even then, I think you have... I'm mad at him. I'm mad at him. I shouldn't be. He's clearly a Disney villain, but like, I'm mad at him.
A messenger to Tuli Yolol has been dispatched. The Landsguard will send a contingent, I am sure. But there is no telling when they will arrive.
And you know Zoralja has a role in this. If I'm mispronouncing, if I'm getting the name wrong, the head of the Landsguard. Is he... Because he was clearly, by beating the crap out of Bakool Ja Ja, he knew he was setting things in motion. I don't know what he knew, but he clearly, I'm sure he would see this and be like, mwahaha, all this going as planned. Why would he want this? The Landsguard will send a contingent, I'm sure. Is he going to set himself up as a hero? Maybe he wants Bakool Ja Ja to do this so that he can be the hero who saves everyone and, like, rise in popularity? Maybe.
That idiot! This monstrous act is a step too far, even for him.
It is, because when he kidnapped Wuk Lamat, it was at least the act of a dirty competitor, but it was an act against a competitor. It wasn't like, I will destroy the village to get the keystone. It was, I will take it from this competitor. This is definitely a step beyond even an extreme act like the kidnapping.
So, what's the plan?
You can see my new paintbrush, by the way. I think I got it from that dungeon.
If we withdraw to others, it will be a massacre. Some might call it the wiser choice, if I don't want to fall behind the competition. But I could never live with myself. And my supporters deserve a better ruler. So that's that. I will stay and fight Valigarmanda. This is an enemy so powerful that even my father failed to slay it. Alone, I don't stand a chance. I understand you've no obligation to aid me outside the right of succession.
Oh, you kidding me?
But for the sake of Urkopacha and its people, I beg you, join me in this battle.
This is the challenge I live for. Yeah, this is... Yeah, I like that little red paintbrush. Here we go. But how are you going to join in the fight if it's me and my 7
Drawn
people?
To the chaos. You're as bad as Papa. Don't worry. The Skyruin should prove a big enough challenge for all of us.
Far be it from us to abandon a dear comrade in her time of need.
Dear comrades now, eh?
Oh, of course.
I have to say, it does have a comforting ring to it.
She's just great. Wuk is great.
Knowing someone has your back makes it easier to do what you have to do.
Excuse me, talking makes me yawn. Talking a lot makes me yawn. Nothing to do with the... Sometimes being bored makes me yawn, but it's almost... When recording, it's rarely that. Usually it's just the talking part.
And what will we do?
I mean, like, it's really a question.
One committed to winning the contest above all else would race on ahead.
It does impact things that we know behind the scenes, that the contest is limited by that there's a veto in place.
If you are resolved to slay Valigarmanda, we'll need to find out where the beast went.
Because the current Dawn servant has already said privately that if he is not happy with the winner, he's just gonna, if they're not ready, he's not gonna give up the throne.
That's what we have you for, old friend.
So as much as ignore the giant threat and race on ahead seems like it could give you at least gain in the competition, it doesn't even seem like it would give that. Not that everyone would know that.
inform the Pelu of the danger. They may need to flee to lower ground.
So, Erinville, any ideas on how we can track Valigarmanda? The tried and true method of comparing sightings with the other signs of passage is the most reliable, but also the most time-consuming. There is a second option, not as reliable as the first, but if we're lucky, it will let us ascertain the Skyruin's whereabouts more quickly. Though a Tural Vidral is of extraordinary nature, Valigarmanda is still a creature of this world. Like you and me, it is thus sustained by corporeal energy and possesses a unique ethereal balance, which means this device should come in handy. What device? Some new thing, like the... What the fuck? I was thinking he was going to break out some, like... some ethereoscopic gyro, whatever. The friggin' cursor, the SNES cursor. A floating hand? Now's not the time to be. Now's not the time to be playing with hands. This is no toy. It is an ether seeker. As the name's, hey, we saved the world from tempering thanks to a floating drawn pig named Angelo. So I'm not looking this in the. I'm not disparaging this before I see it at work. As the name suggests, gleaners use it to detect the ether of living beings. And you've had that in your pack this whole time? I can calibrate it to follow a specific ethereal aspect. The problem with Valigarmanda, however, is that it can shift freely between the elements of fire, ice, or lightning. Who was the boss in 6 that did that? The one... Was it like Magic Master or something? Not the one that had the ultimate, the death blow at the top of Kefka's tower. The one in the, like, the factory, I think, where you just kept shifting elements. I know we fought it in 14 as well. Well, we know that in order to awaken Valigarmanda from its icy imprisonment, Bakool Ja Ja cast spells which quickened its fire aspected ether, and the residents were uniformly afflicted by burns. That's right, there was no ice or lightning there. Therefore, the logical conclusion is that upon breaking free, Valigarmanda unleashed a great fiery blast. Then the choice is plain, fire. The Seeker, however, is not without its faults. As we were not able to input our quarry's unique etheric signature in advance, the device will respond to any living source of fire-aspected ether. So we're going to have, and there's a lot of fire here already, like the what were they called? The little people who are half sticking out of the ground, like those fire golems we've seen around the volcanoes, or around the fire pits. So we have the reliable yet slow method of information gathering versus the potentially swift but easily misled gleaner tool. I say, why not pursue both methods at the same time? Yep. Good idea. We'll have the first to fall back on if the second fails. You travel with me then, Kukushu, in case the Seeker leads me to some other fiery fiend. Punch, punch. The rest of us can stay behind and talk to eyewitnesses. The more Skyruin sightings we can compare, the more accurate our information will be. If no one has any objections, I shall remain here in the village and tend to the Yok Huy. Very few are seriously injured, and I am wary of wounds inflicted by a creature like Valigarmanda. I should like to be close at hand should their condition suddenly worsen. I was going to say he's the main healer, but I'm fascinated that Alizé was the healer in that dungeon. I wonder if that's heralding a possible job change in the future, or if that was just a mere issue of convenience and she was the most likely person in that party to join in that role. Probably the latter, but it could be an early foreshadowing. Again, I've said she's due for a job change. Right, sounds like we all have work to do. Yeah, you, me, and Thing. That floating giant cursor, it's brilliant. It's really good. How do you avoid back issues, Erenville, with that giant pack? Who am I to say? I have 7 changes of armor and weapons in my little pockets. We should be on our way as well. Bop, 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 bop. Alright, pointing the way. Erenville is ready to send his ether-seeking device in pursuit of Valigarmanda. Maple teriyaki? Juicy white meat sliced into strips and stir-fried in a sweet maple glaze. I have never heard of maple teriyaki. That sounds incredible. Or vile, I don't know, but I'm a Minnesotan. The state fair foods are a mix of everything. It sounds incredible. We'll head to the outskirts of the village first, then set the seeker to detect fire-aspected ether. Is maple teriyaki a real thing? Like, something people actually cook and eat? I'm looking that up after this video. What do you have to say, Ether Seeker? Sensors set to detect ethereal aspect fire. So someone programmed a voice for this thing. Right, the Seeker is ready to go. Warlord's echo is still suffused with the Skyruin's residual ether, so I've excluded it from the search area to prevent it from swamping the sensors. Let's begin tracking, shall we? Let's. Affirmative, tracking nearest source of fire aspected ether. Got my paints ready to go. And I'm pretty sure, at least just from looking at this a little bit, that I should never hard cast Rainbow Drip. Again, I still have to look at that. I keep putting off looking at that video, the guide video, but I'm pretty sure I'd never hard cast a Rainbow Drip. Source of fire ether located. Tracking disengaged. No, my dude, that's a fire sprite. You found a candle. Not quite the legendary creature we were after. No. But we have to kill it, probably, to reset its thing. Would you mind dealing with that fire sprite? It will continue to confuse the Seeker if we leave it be. Are fire sprites conscious? I mean, they're probably they're conscious. I don't think they're sentient, though. Are they? The way that, like, an animal or, like, a boar is? Probably not. Just bop you on the head with some paints. Alright, what's next? A necessary measure, I'm afraid. Alright, take 2. Next false alarm is one of those things that I was worried about before. Yeah, another fire aspect located. I don't remember the name of these things. Is this an evolution of the evil masks from 4? They're not. It's a totally separate thing. God, those were terrifying. Frightening enough again, but not what we were looking for. I gotcha. Feebads, that's what they are. The hunt continues. Source of fire aspected ether okay. I think we found it. Nope, we didn't find it, but we found something closer. Not a false alarm here. Maybe this is a place where it's set down briefly. Another remnant of Valigarmanda's last rampage. So this isn't even from this time, this is the last time. Praetor's flames registered to the Seeker as corporeal ether. I mean, this has got to be an major environmental hazard, like all this carbon dioxide spewing into the air eternally. In the words of the Tuliholal saga, when Valigarmanda rages out of control, Its fire burns forever, its ice does not thaw. Its ice did thaw, and its lightning crackles without cease. Thus was the Dawn Servant able to turn the Skyruin's perpetual magic against itself, trapping it within an unmelting prison of ice. This is no mundane fire, but some kind of everlasting sorcery. Once again, it is a strange feeling to see fanciful poetry proven true. I imagine, yeah, and I mean, you've, especially for you, because your main arc here is seeing something that you thought was a legend, is trying to find something that you put off as a mere legend and finding it to be real. So this is almost like a microcosm of that future revelation that's likely to come. The important thing is that the fire was classified as living ether. We can feed a sample into the Seeker and greatly improve its accuracy. One moment. Because this is giving the Bloodhound the sniff of the person's or the animal's, like, clothing. The animal's clothing. There, now the Seeker should ignore any etheric signature but Valigarmanda's. Had I realized this was possible from the start, then you needn't have fought those creatures at all. Yet they would be able to return to their families, but tough luck now. My apologies. Still, it seems I have much to learn from this journey, as a gleaner and as a guide. Thank you for your maple teriyaki. The Skyruin, ready to resume tracking Valigarmanda. This time, the Seeker should be attracted solely to Valigarmanda's ether. Resume tracking based on the latest sample. Affirmative, resuming tracking. Sample ethereal signature detected, engaging accelerated pursuit mode. Here we go. No flight yet. I imagine that comes at the end of this quest line, but I have collected all the ether currents I can in the area. Errand bill. Good. The Seeker was drawn directly to the Skyruin's fire. Now we know we've set the correct parameters for its ethereal aspect. I'll try increasing the threshold for etheric concentration. That should direct us to the Tyrell Vidral itself. Resuming tracking. Lar Torteau. This whole thing is like a painting, isn't it? The friggin' gloved hand.
The trail ends here, it seems. Could Valigarmanda have shifted its elemental aspect? It does have 3 to choose from, after all.
And we know from... I know from the Viper quest that these things are intelligent. That these things are, like, crafted. Maybe not all of them. Maybe that was just one, but I expect these things are crafty. And so maybe it did to evade pursuit anyway. Maybe it doesn't care about evading pursuit.
I'm almost certain the Vidral was headed in the direction of Worqor Lardor.
Love Erenville's voice.
We should let the others know we have a likely location.
The voice acting as a whole has been incredibly strong so far for Dawntrail, I think.
Alphino is assisting the Yok Huy with their evacuation. He thought they could use a healing hand with the injured.
So where is Valigarmanda?
Worqor Lardor. Its stratified layers contain a wealth of crystals, said to be the source of its many-colored glow.
God, look at this thing. This is just... This is like, just... It's just beautiful. It makes me want to go to Peru or Switzerland or somewhere with, like, mountains and flowers.
After 80 years of imprisonment, the Vidral will be in dire need of sustenance.
Or Colorado, I guess.
It would have been drawn to the mountain's energies.
So Valigarmanda seeks to replenish its ether.
Then we'd better not give it the chance.
Stop!
Worried for us, or who's this? Oh, you're here to help us?
Mountain is sacred ground. I forbid you to set foot on it.
Your sacred ground is about to get roasted. Frozen?
Sorry,
Zapped?
It is not our intention to trespass. But you must understand, that's where Valigarmanda has gone. If we don't slay it now, it will slaughter countless innocents. Just like in the old days, I beg you, permit us to enter.
Out of the question. Your band is incapable of defeating Valigarmanda. Either you seek to defile Worqor Lara door, or you are fools.
It's a fair point. It's a very fair point, I think. Because the 5 of us are not beating... Like, I guess Wuk Lamat tanks. She's the warrior. We got some DPS, we got some healing. But there's only 5 of us. Well, there's only 5 of us, and I don't even know that Erenville counts from a combat perspective.
If you doubt their chances, how would you feel were we to join them?
I know that's not really what they're getting at, but... Oh, now here we go.
The monument to Valigarmanda's defeat bears the names of 7 heroes. With our forces combined, we also number 7.
How are they gonna... Just the metagame is interesting. How are they gonna make this a trial?
Are no less doomed than 4.
Then you help. I know, we can be 11. Like, you bring your friends.
Zoralcha, you've come to help as well.
Has he? Hopefully.
Against my sound advice. While the rest of you were tussling with this Skyruin, we might have secured an insurmountable lead.
I'm not convinced of this. I'm thinking he might be doing a pantomime here. This might be one of those things that show... Again, my working theory coming into this was that he did this to set himself up as a hero. We'll see.
A minor delay. It will not change the contest's outcome. I would take the measure of his Tural withdrawal my father was unable to kill.
He is saying this kind of to himself, but he's saying, I don't know if this is a stage whisper or not. He's hard to read.
Here. This battle is all but won.
Zoralcha is really hard to read.
Your celebration is premature. I never said I would let you pass.
Don't do it.
Brother, no. We do not bear arms against our own people.
Yep. I don't think Zoralcha will see the hostile Yok Huy as his people. Maybe he will. Maybe he will.
What an odd thing to say. As I recall, the
Yeah.
inhabitants of
Exactly. Bam.
Sultan do not consider themselves members of the Tuliyolal nation. I'd hardly call them our own people.
What does that matter? Members or not, everyone in Tural is part of our dream for peace.
I love her so much.
If you would hurt them, then you'll have to go through me.
I think he would wreck her right now, but I also think this is not the time.
She saved me from the mountain bird. Now, then, the same eyes. Eyes of stone. Words of stone.
It makes me really happy to see people growing in respect for her.
We are still in her debt. This is true.
These also look like kind of the froggy people from Elden Ring, the ones who like do cartwheels. I don't remember their name.
Consider the debt repaid.
By allowing us to go fight Valigarmanda. Thank you. Repaid.
Do not misunderstand. We do not submit to Tuliyolan rule.
Fair, and I don't think she would push that issue.
Made your point. We can talk more once the contest is over. Wuk Lamat, protector of peace and soon-to-be Dawn servant.
Even people with wildly different ideals can find understanding through earnest discussion. I believe that wholeheartedly.
It's one of the core theses of Final Fantasy XIV.
As do I. I won't give up until we reach a compromise.
I also imagine it's going to be tested pretty hard as things continue. As it
Assuming
always
you
is.
Survive. My old bones and I will be waiting here for the true heir's return.
So he's meant to be like an elder. I guess I didn't know how to read age, but he's meant to be like an elder aide, like elder counselor, rather than like a young magician helping him out.
Your thoughts have always been a mystery to me, brother. But I'm relieved to see you put aside the contest for the sake of the greater good.
Our nation is a fortress, and its people the bricks with which it is built. The more that are lost or broken, the weaker Tuli Yolal becomes.
Yeah, I can believe him thinking that. I think that's sincere.
And the crudest rock has value as a stepping stone.
That's more disheartening, but yeah. Yeah, his face falls.
Come on, you two. Forget about the right of succession for now, and help me fight this overgrown snake bird.
And thank you to Pythos for clearing up. I think those are hyacinth, the spear-like things. I think they're probably resemble hyacinths.
I don't care how strong the Skyruin may be. We're going to put this menace down for good.
Are we? Why couldn't they put it down before? Like, what'll we bring that's different? Is it just that extra bit of oomph? Is it just we're going to punch it extra hard, or is there something else? Maybe. Worqor Lardor is now accessible. Is this a dungeon again? I'm happy with it, but is this a trial? It's a trial! You could do the trial with NPCs? That's wild! How did I not hear about this in the lead up to... Well, it's because I wasn't watching that closely. This is why... This is right here, this moment, is one of those reasons I'm glad I don't follow the lead up to a new expansion or new game too closely. That's so cool. I'm happy to be surprised by this. Yeah, let's go in. Oh, hell yes! So I'm going in as Pictomancer, yeah. Who else we have? Everyone, Viper. Zeralja is a Viper. I didn't even think of that. But he's got the double weapons. Yeah, of course he is. Wuk Lamat's an Intrepid. Why don't they just call her a warrior? And Kona's an innovator. I guess they don't call Kona a machinist and Wuk Lamat a warrior because those are like specific terms of art in 14. Like, I think warrior implies the whole bestial engagement thing, like the bestial nature. And machinist has, like, again, very specific Ishgardian implications. So, but correct me, let me know if you think I'm mistaken. Yeah, we're good. Let's try this. Let's try it. Let's go. Let's die a bunch. Here we go. Because no one's going to res me, which often happens. Beauty of this place. I often need to be resed in this sort of thing. Viralvadral, Valigarmanda. And needing to be resed in this case means I just die and we restart, and that's okay. It's probably going to be tougher as on the first time with a party of NPCs than it would be solo, or than it would be in a group, because I won't get those. I'll have to restart each time. Or will I? So I get one save. I get one free death, it looks like. I'm just listening to the music here. Kind of a narrow platform, isn't it? Is this a square? No, it looks like it's a rectangle. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it looks like a rectangle. Music is very up in the mountains. I love the rainbow behind it. Let's just go. All right, let's go. Skyruin falls today for Tuli Yolal. Tempestuous wind surrounds Valigarmanda. So tempestuous means wind get into the middle, I guess? Gathers its strength. Not a safe place to spend. Alright, so get out. Fire means get out. Wind means get in, fire means get out. Beast is a beast. Fire means get out. You won't catch me the same way twice. You will absolutely catch me the same way twice. Binding energies build within Valigarmanda's open beak, so when it... I saw the mouth open. Okay, so the mouth means it's going to do a frontal cone. Wind get to the middle. Skyruin. Is this just an AoE? What is that? Phantom veil over your surroundings. Frost now, changing the frost aspect. What is this? Are we on icy territory? Frost damage over time, no. Avalanche from the southeast. So we get to the side here. Yeah, that's so cool! Alright, this means move, right? Misty, keep in motion. So they're even tutorializing you as you go through this. That's neat. Southeast. Okay. Arcane circles of ice. Get to the... Why are we in the middle? Oh, those are like... Okay, understood. In disaster zone, everyone's getting... Just AoE. Back to normal. Okay. And then Skyruin, I forgot what this is already. Oh, no, you're Storm. We're going into Storm mode. We're going into Storm mode. So this has us lifted up. So if there's going to be an earthquake or something, yeah. So this I'm lifting up here for this. I was thinking of the catastrophe fight.
Try this.
And then if there's going to be like an upper level hail of feathers, I'm going to be on the ground for. Maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Bolts of lightning fall upon the battlefield. What's happening here? Care for the wind-infused ground. The ground's infused by wind. Circles of thunder. So do we want to be up high, but out of the range of that thing? Or the up high doesn't matter? Okay. Runefall, yeah, so we don't want to be... I don't want to be on there as a... Shoot. I got off in time. So that's just for the tanks to stand on that meteor. First we break this one for... Oh, shoot, I didn't get with you. My bad. So we have to stay as a group for the whole thing here. That's really cool. Nope, 2, okay. $69, and I think we're good. Oh, sorry. Thule disaster. To me, brace for the worst. You're gonna do a tank, not limit break, but all the elements, the classical elements. Lightning, ice, we got fire coming in at the as well. Yeah.
I have you now.
Temper a coat to everyone, I think that helps. Perpetual flames are consuming your flesh. Is this an A? What is this? Flames are slowly consuming you, damage over time, so this is a soft enrage. Oh, and then, shoot. Oh, shoot. I don't think I made it. Yeah. Almost. No, I got frozen. Help me! No, I'm getting wrecked. I have 1 free health. They're not breaking me out. That's fair. I brought this on myself. Freezing dust. Keep moving. Shoot. Move to them. Okay. I don't want to limit break because I want to see if one of them will do the limit break, and if so, who chooses to do it. Because Alizé often does it. I don't know if she'll do it here, though. Shoot. So this, we want to be up and out of the laser.
The stars shall grant thee.
What do I do? Don't be on. I think this is a don't be on the wind thing. Maybe if you're a DPS, they just wait for you to use it. Okay, I'll use it then. Let me know though if you don't play as a DPS who uses it. Uh-oh. No! Disaster! No! No! I got greedy. I wanted to try a limit break, and I waited for the wrong time. Damn it. Oh my god, that's frustrating. All right. My bad. Oh, what the? Okay, I thought I was moving and I was okay, but no, it looks like there's a countdown at the end that says, like, after the play button hits, for the next couple of seconds, you have to keep moving. That I don't think I knew before. Oh! Dang it.
That's far enough.
I got away from the Arcane Circles of Thunder. I got away from the out of the wind, but I forgot to get away from the feathers themselves. Also, I see that this time, as like a version of the Echo, I see that after you fail once, you get... yeah, after you fail once, you get 2 escapes from death, two deaths of allowed. I think it's a great adjustment. Ah, shit! It's just a lot to watch for, and I'm not always watching for it. Thank you, Wuk. So this time we're going to keep running around here. After breaks 1, 0, and now we're safe to stop. I see the countdown now. Where is safe here? Oh, the blade, they're not as big as I was expecting. Do I limit break here? Do I get greedy a second time? I do. I think this is a good time for it. No, it's not a good time for it. It's a terrible time for it. I died again. But I've had the last will thing. Okay. Oh boy, that is a cool ass trial. That is a very cool trial. I think the crown on its head looks silly, but I think otherwise everything else was good. There's one little minor piece of its aesthetic design I don't love. Everything else, the mechanics are there, the constant shifting, the ice, fire, lightning, the avalanche, the implementation of a full NPC trial. That was brilliant. That was really good. They mixed in forgiveness with the mini echo and them actually saying like little bits of tutorial as they see stuff too. But limited. All fantastic. We won. Yes, we did it. Go team. That was great. That was great. That was great. And I'm looking forward to running this trial more, like as a just seeing it on roulettes, doing it with players.
We slew Valigarmanda.
I think so. I mean, probably, but did you?
A feat that even the great Bakool Ja Ja couldn't manage.
I didn't know how long your claws were. Good lord. They must be strong to not break. Doesn't a fist hurt?
For you, Papa!
Triumphant guitar music.
There's no denying it was an impressive achievement, but I wouldn't be so quick to claim we've outdone Father.
Why?
The Federal was weakened by decades of imprisonment.
Ah, that's fair.
Had we faced it in its prime, we wouldn't have fared a fraction as well.
Very, very good point.
How can you say that? 80 years couldn't have made that much of a difference.
It just woke up.
Would it? Oh, who am I kidding? Papa's still the best.
I don't know that Papa's still the best. It's more that it wasn't apples to oranges. You did great. Maybe you did equally well against it. It's just hard to say. It's just equally, yeah. You fought well, though. Yeah. You did great. You did do great. You were an awesome tank.
I did, didn't I? Even if it wasn't at full strength, we defeated a living legend.
You did.
I swear, I'll surpass the old man one day.
And you saved, like, countless lives. That's also useful to know. Keep that in mind.
The Skyruin lies dead, and still, I've yet to prove myself the miracle.
That's an interesting phrase. Has he used that phrase before? Prove the miracle?
Well, I suppose we should head back and join Erenville.
We did leave him with only Sarelja for company.
Oh, poor thing. That is rough. That is a tougher trial. Spending like 20 minutes with Sarelja is like a tougher trial than fighting Valigarmanda. Your proud expressions bespeak a successful hunt, not that I'm surprised in the least. Sarelja came back earlier, but left almost immediately with Sarelja in tow. He seemed disinclined to share in any victory celebrations. Well, that's nothing unusual for Sarelja. No, it's Bakool Ja Ja that concerns me. He's probably far ahead now, making the most of the mayhem he caused. If he gets all the hypothetically, if he gets all the keystones now, he's not getting the crown. Sorry, I keep saying that. I still can't believe he did something so evil just to slow us down. If we hadn't slain Valigarmanda, it wasn't only Urkopacha at risk. There would have been deaths across the entire continent. I'm more certain than ever that Bakool Ja Ja cannot be allowed to rule. I have to catch him and take back my keystone. I support you. I have to take a break now, but we'll keep the session going. The Feet of Ice. Thancred would suggest sharing the news of your victory. Yok Huy must still be anxious, wondering where and when Valigarmanda will strike next. I suggest we hurry back and allay their fears. Alpha knows as well, I should think. Yes, you're right. We shouldn't let them worry another moment. Some good news to pass on, and just look at the friggin' flowers in this field. I know I've commented a bunch, but look at this.
To the temple, then.
That won't be necessary, heroes of the hour.
He is a large giant.
Valigarmanda is no more. Yours is a victory worthy of song. We had plans for a second feat to be conducted here in town, but the recklessness of your fellow claimant has rendered them pointless.
I wonder what the other feat would have been. Maybe some way to bolster the prison of Valigarmanda?
A second feat?
The feat of ice. You are to fortify Valigarmanda's prison. How shall we proceed, High Luminary?
Just give me the keystone.
What more would we test, Zurmurwer? They have defeated the Skyruin and saved the gods know how many lives. If they are not worthy heirs to Bakool Ja Ja, then no one is.
You could do something like to test. Again, there's no test needed, but if they were looking for something, it could be to do something to help a little bit to repair the relations between them and the more independent or hostile Yok Huy. But that's clearly not necessary.
Now that our last claimant has arrived, we can proceed with the formalities. For the skill and bravery the three of you have shown, I award you each a second keystone.
Was that Valigarmanda above?
Only 2 left to collect.
Like in the top right of the slab?
Except that one of those 5 is in Bakool Ja Ja's thieving hands. He will answer for that. And for losing Valigarmanda.
You have brought lasting tranquility to our home and earned the gratitude of every Yok Huy. May glory and prosperity continue to bless Tuliolol as we enter this new age.
She gets the Warrior of Light, like fanning yourself emote. The Who Me emote. Bye. Yeah,
He was never much of a talker, our brother.
I think Kona is more worried about the step. I think he doesn't like that stepping stone comment.
If you're up for it, you should visit the capital. I'd like everyone to get to know you and your people better.
Ha! I'll consider it. If it's one of you two who claims the throne.
Then you need only await a missive from Sunperch. I'll be sending out invitations.
Yeah, he knows that things he wouldn't be super welcome under Zoral Ja. They would be courted by Zoral Ja, I think.
Today is a day for unusual visitors.
Like, just as raw strength for his military, I'll bet they would be courted well.
You, Wuk Lamat, was it not? I doubted you could slay Valigarmanda, but the quiet skies proclaim your triumph. Had the Vidral been suffered to roam free, it would have terrorized us all. Once again, we find ourselves in your debt.
And like being part of her kingdom more officially, I guess, doesn't mean that like you have to pay tribute or anything like that. You think she just want you to be a part of them culturally or to see yourself on friendlier terms?
You owe us nothing. We fought because we wanted to.
Look at that foot behind her head. Good lord.
Yet a debt has been incurred. All the same, it will haunt me if I do not repay it.
I wouldn't even know what to ask for.
Perhaps he can tell us about the dreams of the Golden City.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Oh, good idea. That was on my list of questions I wanted to ask.
The Golden Dreams. Yes, we have records of our forebears and their visions from the time before the Shaktural expedition.
What did your forebears see?
A heavenly land, suffused with a golden glow. Its people lived as gods, never aging, never dying, free from hardship and conflict.
I wonder whether it's, to the extent that there's any truth in this, I wonder if it's a matter of I wonder if it's a matter of those people being like that and they just happen to live in the Golden City. Like they could have been living in Cleveland for all we care, and then they would just be as, free from hardship and conflict, never dying. Or if the Golden City is the thing that imparts this.
Every building was a palace, and in their midst reigned a silent goddess.
That's concerning.
A statue so tall, even my kin would need lift their gaze to behold its visage.
In an expansion where we don't really know a single final boss, I don't want to hear about a silent goddess reigning in the midst of the Golden City.
A statue of a goddess. That's new.
Aye, and compared to the abstract imagery we'd previously heard, this was a detailed description.
Seriously.
The dreamers were consumed by their visions, compelled to seek out the paradise they'd been shown. They journeyed to Shaktural, where they died in droves.
Yeah, this feels like a siren thing. Like the vision of the goddess is luring them in, and like as they get there, their deaths grant her power or help wake her up or something like that.
Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return. The tales Wuk Evu shared may have been rooted in historical fact.
Perhaps. Who can know the truth of it? Once our ancestors left the forest, there were no more dreams, nor dreamers.
It's an intriguing mystery, it really is.
Forest? What do you mean?
Yeah, what forest? Next zone we're going to?
From the very first, the visions were set to visit only those who worked the quarries
in Yaktel, but after they were ravaged by disease and saw fewer newborns, they were forced to abandon that territory. Once our people's withdrawal to Urkopacha was complete, we never again dreamed of the Golden City.
So maybe the siren thing feels likely, but maybe it only has a certain range to it.
So only Yok Huy in that one specific area experienced the visions. Fascinating.
I know where we're going next.
Well, we're headed to Yaktel next.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we'll find out more when we get there.
Because we're going there anyway. For the next feat, right?
Thank you for sharing your stories with us.
I do not require gratitude. I merely repaid a debt.
Too bad. She thanked you and you're going to have to deal with it.
Farewell, Wuk Lamat. I do not think our paths will cross again.
Really? I'm almost sure of it. I was sure your paths would cross again. I don't think Worqor and his brethren will have a sudden change of heart about Tulihyolal. But that doesn't mean they'll never change at all. Today is proof of that. Yeah, she does not need their fealty or whatever. Wait, what am I missing? Oh, there's other, that's why. Because there's two other things here that pop here. I'll deal with those in a bit. We'll do one more MSQ, and then I think this is the last one I'm supposed to do. Yes, Promise of Peace. I think it's time we return to Tulihyolal. After scaling Tural's tallest mountain and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. The respite would be most welcome. I believe I hear the Ford cabins are calling our names. Nice little break. And I'm about to go on a vacation starting tomorrow, so how appropriate. I'll be back on... the week after this video comes out. So I'll probably... next video I will likely be out on Tuesday, October 1st or so. Erinville. Rest well, everyone. We can meet back here later on. We're gonna split up and have a pajama scene. Beach scene? We gotta have, at some point, we gotta have, like, everyone in bathing suits, like, frolicking, right? I have a small errand to run in the city. I'll leave you to recover. Will you be heading to the palace, Wuk Lamat? Wuk Lamat? Did you hear me? Lost in her own little world, it seems. Well, no matter. I'll be back soon enough. What are you thinking about? You okay? The best way I know. I don't know what that's a reference to. Was there did someone, is she referencing some prior dialogue where someone said, like, the best way I know how to bring the apocalypse is X, Y, or Z? I don't remember if that was referenced. It probably is, I just don't remember. Alright, we get time in our cabin. What a nice cabin it is. As long as it doesn't seem to storm here.
You have a moment?
I do. Always a pleasure to see Wuk.
There's something I wanted to talk to you about.
Very serious.
So,
And yet the music comes in. If this were Final Fantasy XIV, I'd think she were flirting. But it is Final Fantasy XIV. The zoom-ins. The hell is going on?
It's just too stuffy in here, that's what.
Sure. We'll go with that.
We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air. That's what we need.
I have no idea where this is going even remotely. Sorry to drag you away from your nice, comfortable cabin, but I could feel the walls closing in. Oh, I know. I'll take you to one of my favorite places in Tuliholal. That should help me get my thoughts in order. So the resplendent quarters. Oh, we have a nearly naked angel. I guess we got our swimsuit scene after all. Where are we going? Oh, there's the most wonderful NPCs in the game. The lizard people bouncing the baby up and down. Peshua, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? It's much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. Who are you? You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. Have we met this person? Probably. When they see you smile like that, how can they not be encouraged? Oh, there's plenty more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is enough. Thank you, Peshua. And thank you, Third Promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. I don't know if I sound like an old woman or like Bane. Probably neither. All those smiling faces. You invited me here. Hope you're not surprised. Sorry, Kukushu, I'm getting distracted. It's just that with the progress we've made in the contest, even these everyday encounters feel that much more special. Do you think we can take our time, maybe wander around a little first? Then we can head to that spot I was thinking of. There's that baby being bounced around. The happiest little lizard. Quite a view. What's that pier in the way distance? That's like a secondary pier? Maybe that's where the big ships come in and you transfer to a smaller ship.
This is much better.
Look at that sun, the way the light passes by.
I used to come here all the time when I was little. Would look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Worqor Zormor?
No.
That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural?
Oh, that, yes.
Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war.
Hmm.
And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far.
The happy bird face. different kind of bird, a little duckbill. Not at all a bird. Earthenshire. Yok Huy town. All the smiling faces. The Hanu face is by far the best of them, but all smiling.
I realize nothing gives
Most
me
smiling.
greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
I'd agree. Because if you have the absence of war, but people are like starving and hate each other, that's not really peace, is it? You wish for a world like in the Yok Hui's dream? No, I don't want to say that. That is... There was nothing in that dream about laughter and comfort and camaraderie and family and love. There was nothing in there about that. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I'd expect you to say.
Really? I feel proud somehow.
You should.
It's an answer I arrived at by trying to be true to myself. That you think I succeeded, it means a lot. So, this is my plan.
Lay it on me.
When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness. It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be.
Hell yes.
It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence.
Even before she says that one thing, I think that she has changed a fair bit. But mostly in becoming a fuller version of herself. I don't think she's fundamentally changed, but she's become more confident in things that were just kind of vague, unasserted beliefs and values for her.
I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies.
Probably true.
If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much, and in so short a time.
The only thing that gets me concerned is that we have another, like, 7 levels to go.
There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me? Thank the gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
Why was she so awkward at first? Was it just like, did she feel like she was being cringe or something? I doubt it. She doesn't seem like she'd have a great self-cringe shame meter. I mean that in a good way. She doesn't seem like she'd censor herself for that, really. They should have Lala-sized beds. These can't be all that it's not great. It's not super comfortable to have a bed that's way too big for you. Ready to face the day, Kakushu? You look to be in good spirits. I assume your leisure time was well spent? I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will soon be back on the road for us. It will be. Peshekwa, I wonder, are you related to the older woman from before? Are you like her daughter or something? I wonder. Anyway, that's going to be it for me for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you next time as we continue with the MSQ towards I think towards Shock Terrell, they said? Yoctorel, Shock to L, something like that. Anyway, bye-bye.